And welcome back to the Jason Show Home Edition. Oh, she's a good friend of ours, and she's very, very famous. And she was actually our guest on our last regular studio show. The winner of the Kids Baking Contest on Food Network. It's Paige, everybody. Hey, Paige.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, Paige, we were just laughing off air. The last time I saw you was our last regular show. So hopefully now you're going to be good luck, and hopefully
It'll
things will
reset
get better
everything.
now. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about quarantine and things that people can do. And specifically, you know, parents probably after all these months, they're running out of things to do with their kids. You have some good ideas because you're saying it's not that hard actually to bake with your kids, right, Paige?
No, it's not.
What's the best advice you can give folks? Is it like a YouTube video, or where do people start if they're not you?
Okay, so one of the main things, if you find something that really inspires you or that you really want to try, almost all of the time, you can find an Instagram or a YouTube tutorial or demo of it, and or just like a technique similar to it. Another thing, box cake mixes. If you are just starting out baking, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Don't go for like a 7-tiered homemade red velvet cake. Go with the box mix. That's how I started out, and we're here. So,
And you said also to if you have like little kids, kids love color. You said just take a box mix and add some food coloring to a plain cake.
Yeah, just add some food coloring or fold in some sprinkles. For example, so many people are used to like the old school sprinkles like these, like the little sugary kind.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I have something better. For example, Jason, I thought you would love these. I had to tape them to a piece of paper, but they are Mickey Mouse head sprinkles.
I love those.
I thought you would appreciate those very much.
Well, let's go through, Paige, because I have some beautiful cakes I want people to see. Talk to me about this Batman cake. Let's start there. What is this?
So I made that Batman cake this past weekend for my mom's best friend's roommate's daughter. For
Okay,
her
wait.
baby shower.
Wait, you say that again. Who was it?
It's my mom's best friend's roommate's daughter for her baby shower.
Okay.
So like it was like a pregnant Batman cake. I've never done a cake like that before, but it was actually really fun to make.
That is so cool. Okay, now let's go to this one. Producer Ted said this emoji cake kind of describes how you've been feeling in quarantine, and I think it sums it up for us too. The frowny face.
Yeah, so that was at the very beginning of quarantine in like late March, early April. Me and a bunch of my friends from Kids Baking Championship. It was actually my friend Abby, who lives in Wisconsin. She was the one who started it. And her sister came up with like a challenge. So it was just like a KBC challenge. We had a time limit. We had 2 hours to make a cake of an emoji that described our feelings during quarantine. And then we had 2 hours to make it, and then
Boom.
I loved it. We did a few of those collabs, but like it was so cool just to kind of be in that scenario again. Like not in the studio, but
Yeah.
in that scenario again.
Okay, let's go through a couple more here. We have a golf cake. This is great, Paige.
I made that for my neighbor's 16th birthday just this past week.
Now, how long does a cake like that take you to make, Paige?
Depending on how lazy I am, anywhere from 6 to 9 hours, usually more towards the 6 or 7 side.
With a cake like that, Paige, what's the hardest part? Is everything just hard, or is it the frosting? Is it the design? What is the hardest part?
The frosting's probably the hardest part because like especially the final layer. So I do something called a crumb coat, which is to make sure that none of the crumbs from the cake get into the final layer.
Got it. Okay, now
Yes.
let's go through two more real quick. We're looking at some toilet paper here. We can't find toilet paper at Target, but we can find it in a cake.
Yep. That's that's how my mom got the inspiration. She found a picture of someone who did it on Instagram, and she was like, "Paige, you should do this." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, if this is all we got, I mean, take what you can get."
And finally, I had to ask you what this one was. What are we looking at here? This is very green.
It's an avocado like themed cake. I bought this pack of sprinkles from Michael's for like $10. But so we decided to make a cake. We tried to do a drip on one side, and then everything just started like the candy melt chocolate that I was using. It started seizing up, so that didn't work.
Oh my god.
But we had a clean side, so we just used that. Improvisation.
It is absolutely beautiful. Well, if you make anything else in quarantine, will you come back? Will you come back and see us?
Yes, we will.
Paige, thank you so much. We love you. Go follow Paige on social media. We're going to take a break, everyone. We'll be back right after these words.